Budućnost is the new ABA League champion. The team from Podgorica won the regional league for the first time. Aleksandar Džikić's team defeated Crvena Zvezda 3-1 in the final series, and the next season they will be fighting in the EuroLeague. Nemanja Gordić was rewarded for the exceptional final series, being named the final MVP. We've saved the best for last, the top 5 plays of the final series. Welcome to ABA Magazine. Budućnost managed to annul Red and White's home court advantage. At fully packed Aleksandar Nikolić Hall, they won against Crvena Zvezda 80-76 and took the lead in the finals of ABA League. Aleksandar Džikić's team opened the game much better than their opponent and with 7-0 run took the lead they held of the remainder of the first period. After allowing 25 points to their opponents in the first period, home team awakened by Dangubić and Antić raised their defense game and in first 5 minutes of the second period took the lead for themselves after 10-2 run. Lack of long-distance inspirations, rivals rallied on high percentage of 2-point shots and by the halftime team exchanged the leads. At the break, Dusan Olimpijevic's team had a minimal lead. Most crucial part of the game was third period. Title defender started that period better and after just 3 minutes got to maximum of 8 points lead. Very important points for a Montenegrin team came from Justin Dolman. Gordić was on fire too, and with consecutive 3 points, buzzer beaters from Popović and Ivanović, visiting team ended third period with +6 lead. Budućnost took that momentum to last period too, and with just over 6 minutes left, had +10, which was the lead that home team wasn't able to jeopardize anymore. Team from Podgorica got their K-break with the help of Nikola Ivanović, who scored 20 points, Gordić with 18, while Justin Dolman added another 13. Most efficient in losing team was Alen Omić with 14 points, while Taylor Rochester scored 13 points and 10 assists. Just a day later, Crvena Zvezda managed to win back a game against team from Podgorica. Dusan Olimpijevic's team won 69-59 and equalized in the finals to 1-1. This was also the biggest win in the final series for any of the teams, but it was equally exciting as the rest of the finals. Faced with rivals break, home team started playing energized, mostly in defense, at the start of the second game. This was much harder game than the last one, which is best shown by the stats that says that both most efficient teams of the season scored just 4 3-point shots each in under 25% shooting rate. Red and Whites were in constant lead during evenly fought first period. They used the fact that Budućnost scored just 4 points in the first 6 minutes of the second period to get to +10 lead. But before the break, Budućnost scored 12 while allowing just 2 points and thus melted home team's lead. Visitors continued playing well and with the end of the first period with the 12-2 run got to 39-31 lead. It seems that the current champion is on the ropes. Zvezda was making mistakes, easily lost possessions, but somehow managed to get to the fourth period with a reachable deficit. In very hard-fought game, a most difficult time to score was in the last period, where team from Belgrade was led by Alen Omić. Visitors were unable to find the proper solution on lower post, not even with fouls, since Slovenian international had a great free-throw percentage. On the other end, except for Gordić with 22, there wasn't one offensively inspired individual, so home team managed to have an easy finish. In the second game in a row, Omić was the most efficient player of Zvezda, this time with 15 points. Rochester ended the game with 11 points, while Dobrić added another 10. Morača Hall wasn't big enough to take in all of the fans who wanted to witness the final games. Budućnost triumphed 78-77 in the most dramatic final in ABA League history. Aleksandar Džikic's men started the game off better. Gordić kept finding new ways to penetrate Zvezda's defense. After good distance shots took them into a 6-point lead, James Feldin responded for Crvena Zvezda. After 2 games without a single three-pointer, the Dominican player produced 4 distance shots that night. He and Rochester began a 8-0 series, but the blue and white team responded in the same manner. In probably the best halftime of this season, the home team held the lead until the middle of the second period, but Dusan Olimpijevic's team turned things to their favor thanks to excellent offense. The team from Belgrade was in 7 points lead at the beginning of the third quarter, but Budućnost got back in the game thanks to free throws, where they scored 16 points more than their rival. The red and white team held on their lead all the way to the end of the quarter, when the fans inspired the team from Podgorica to score 11 points to their 2 and Nikola Ivanovic to finish that series with a 3-pointer. The home team was in a 6-point lead in the final quarter, but only 4 minutes before the end, Zvezda managed to level the score. From that moment to the end of the game, only 5 points were scored. First, Gordić scored for Budućnost, and then Feldin leveled for the guests. Budućnost the best player as a 50-50 from a free throw, but he decided the final score as none was able to score in the next minute and 28 seconds. Crvena Zvezda had an opportunity to turn things around, but both Feldin and Lesor missed out on easy points. Budućnost took the lead 2-1. Once again, Gordić was the best with 17 points, Zoran Nikolić added another 12, while Ivanovic, Barovic and Gibson finished the game with 10 points each. Feldin was the best for the home team with 19 points. Omic scored 1 point less with only 2 field goals misses, while Rochester finished the game with 12 points. ABA League has a new champion, a 9th in the history of the league. In the 4th game of series, Budućnost managed to win 77-73, and with final score 3-1, they ended 3-year reign of Crvena Zvezda. Home team started strong and quickly got 9-point lead. In the second period, Crvena Zvezda showed they aren't giving up title easily. Several times they managed to return to the game, and in very finish they even took the lead. Dusan Olimpijevic's team had excellent 3-point percentage. They scored 11 times, most in the series, but they had a lot of problems with 2-point shots and especially from free throw line. Halftime score was 38-36. At the middle of the third period, Zvezda had 8 points lead, but as it was the case in every game won in the series, Aleksandar Džikic's team made a comeback in the same period, initiated by Filip Barovic, who scored 7 points in a row. Gordić and Ivanovic scored 2, and in the last period Budućnost had +5 lead and several times had a chance to solve the game. But red and whites had strength for one last push. 7-0 run was completed by Ognjen Dobrić, so visitors had a 70-68 lead with 1 minute and 40 seconds before the end of the game. Barovic equalized from the free throw line, and Zvezda was led to defeat by their most experienced players. First Rochester and then Lazic. Nikola Ivanovic on both occasions showed that he isn't afraid of the responsibilities. He scored 4 points in a row, which was the start of a huge celebration in Morača. Visitors were unable to respond, so for the first time in history, Budućnost became a champion of ABA League and qualified for the next season's EuroLeague competition. For the new champion, most efficient player was once again Nemanja Gordić with 18 points, while match winner Ivanovic scored 17. Barovic was also good with 14 points. Rochester scored 14 points for the red and whites, 2 more than Alen Omic. And after the championship rings were handed out and captain of Budućnost Suad Šehović lifted the trophy, curtain came down on yet another season of ABA League. This is the best feeling in my life, I can't describe it. This triumph, I'm lost for words. I believe we deserve it. We've beaten Zvezda 5 times this season. What can I say? Except that it was deserved. I can tell you how much this means to me. This had eluded Budućnost for a while, but this city and this club deserve it. We've been playing well all season, we know what we want. We knew what we wanted from the final series, and we deserve this triumph. Best budućnost player for this season was Nemanja Gordić. He was probably the main reason for a historic season of this club. In key moments, he made the right moves that brought victories to his team. And stats in the playoffs showed that too. In dramatic series with j.t.d and Crvena Zvezda, the Bosnian international averaged 17 points, 2 rebounds and 4 assists per game. Average index was a 16.9, which gave Nemanja Gordić trophy for the MVP of ABA League playoffs in 2017-2018 season. This was the last edition of ABA League magazine for this season. See you again next season.